Today we talk to
My name is Gabor Varga.
Where are you from?
I'm from Hungary originally, but at the moment I live in the United States.
How did you come to the clarinet?
Well, this is an interesting story because I was very young, so I was in the second year of the primary school when two people came to our classroom and they started to recruit students for the future music school, which has been just founded in my home village, which is called Tisafred. And I was immediately very much interested to go to the music school, so I decided early March or something like that in the springtime, when there will be the application date, I will go to the music school. And the days were different. So I was just 8 years old and I completely alone went to the venue. Of course, it was a small village, so it was not a big distance and so on. And I just applied, absolutely without my parents. And on the day when they had the audition day, to say, I played football. And I was very late and I nearly missed it. So I ran, after playing football all day, I ran to the venue and I just arrived at the last moment and I went to the, let's say, audition, but of course, it's a different audition when they just check the students. And there were those people who came to our school to recruit and they asked a few questions and they ask you to sing and clap back the rhythm and so on. And they ask, which instrument do you want to play? And of course, with the confidence of an 8-year-old boy, I said piano. That was the only instrument I know, actually. And there was a wonderful man. Unfortunately, he passed away a couple of years ago. And he told me very calmly, like, I'm so sorry, but it's very late now and all the places for the piano class, they are completely full. So what you can do, you can play the clarinet maybe. And I said, okay. I had absolutely no idea what the clarinet is. And it turned out this professor who was a bassoon player, as he told me like 30 years ago, because I said this story in many interviews. And once he called me when I was 30, 33, 35, and he said, it's about time for you to know the truth. There was a place in the piano faculty, just somehow I felt like I want you to be my student. And I was going to make you a perfect bassoon player. And but luckily the bassoon was taller than me that time, so I couldn't start to play bassoon. And he suggested to play clarinet. And that's what he was expecting. Like after a couple of years, when I grow a little bit, I can switch for bassoon. But unfortunately for him, the clarinet went unexpectedly well, so he decided not to turn me into a bassoon player, and I stayed with the clarinet.
What is never missing in your clarinet case?
I'm not that picky. The clarinet is there. And I usually have one mouthpiece, very rarely maybe two mouthpieces, one ligature, maybe two ligatures. My clarinet case is basically empty. There is no such a thing. Oh, if you ask my backpack, well, there is always one book, mobile charger, and of course, the musics. I'm not taking iPads and these kind of things. Maybe just a book.
Any advice that someone gave you and changed your life?
I have to say I was really very lucky because from a very young age, of course, after when you decide I'm going to be a football player, I'm going to be an astronaut or something, but when you grow up a little bit, I already had the clarinet. And for me, it was obvious from age 10, I was going to be a professional clarinet player. I never ever wanted to be anything else during my young ages. And later when I became a professional player and I had already a nice job and everything, and I was nearly 30, then I was thinking like, oh, maybe I should switch profession, but it was just playing with the words, so it was not serious. Advice which really has changed my life, I don't remember, but I do remember a couple of people who had a really big impact on my life, and they were role models in my life, and that's why that's why I wanted to be a musician. And especially this first professor who I mentioned, let's say his name Miklós Kőmíves, who was a bassoon player. He was such a wonderful man and such an interesting character, and he had such a artistic and personal liberty, and he was really a wonderful person. And maybe I would say every each word what he was saying when I studied with him was kind of a sentence or advice what changed my life. Once, just to say, he always said like, it's not enough to be better than the others if you want to be successful in the life. You have to be much better, so people who doesn't know you can recognize your qualities, and in that case it will be always easier in your life to move forward.